episode 14 just started and we already getting into some tension. Everyone is annoyed, but the biggest tension in the room is still between Batman and Grumpy Bear. And the two of them slowly turn and stare at each other. No one speaks, then Grumpy Bear sighs loudly. Grumpy Bear has had enough. Oh god. You want the truth so bad? You want the truth so badly, Batman? And then Batman folds his arms saying yes. Grumpy Bear rolls his eyes saying fine. He points to him. The truth is you've been acting like the token police all week. Everyone gasps. He adds, you've been stalking me, questioning me, staring at me like I'm a criminal. Rouge whispers to Jewel Sparkles he's not wrong. Grumpy Bear continues, you're supposed to be some big detective, but instead you're just annoying everybody. Garfield whispers, dang. Red looks shocked, saying, whoa. Princess P covers her mouth like the preschool kid that she is, saying, oh my. Jewel whispers dramatically, the tea is spilling. Jewel Sparkles, you are my favorite female left in this game. The imposters enjoy it. Oh god. Black leans towards white imposter saying, this is great. Grumpy Bear keeps going. He crosses his arms saying, you know what else? Batman says, go on. Grumpy Bear says, even if I did have a token, the whole room freezes. You still wouldn't be able to stop me. Everyone gasps, even the host looks surprised. Sunshine Bear looks worried saying, oh dear. Rouge the Bat smirks saying, bold move. Oh god. Garfield whispers to Prone Man, did he just admit it? Prone Man nods slightly, and then Darky Cow out here studying this situation, saying the truth reveals more than anger ever could. Batman looks directly at Grumpy Bear, completely calm, saying, thank you. What? Everyone looks confused. Grumpy Bear blinks. Batman adds for confirming my theory. Oh yeah. The tension immediately spikes again. Red whispers, uh-oh. Princess P nods nervously saying this is getting worse. Shadow sighs saying great, now the token drama is official. Garfield groans saying this season is too chaos. Grumpy Bear just admitted that the token exists, and Batman knows that he was right the whole time. The room is still buzzing. Batman folds his arms again, and then that's the final straw. Grumpy Bear's eyes twitches again, saying, you know what? Batman raises an eyebrow. Batman says yes, and then Grumpy Bear says, I don't care. Dang! Before everyone can react, wham! Grumpy Bear swings and clocks Batman even harder than before. Grumpy Bear's making it to the final five, y'all. He's like half of Batman's size. He gonna make it to the final five, bro. And just based on that, this dude is so powerful. He literally uppercutted this man. Rain Bear, you are my favorite. Grumpy Bear, you are my favorite character in this entire cast. Cause ain't no way you were able to uppercut a dude that's literally taller than you and stronger than you and more muscular. The entire room explodes with reactions. Grumpy Bear, I love you so much, bro. Everyone freaks out. Red immediately grabs Princess Peach again. Princess P again, saying not again. Princess P is completely horrified, saying, oh my goodness. Even the hosts are stood. Garfield slowly stands up. Okay, that one looked like it hurt. Prone Man looks impressed. Grumpy Bear has hands. Yeah, Prone Man and I are on the same page. That's why I love him. Even Shadow looks surprised, saying, I didn't think he'd swing again. The imposters love it, and then Black leans over to White saying this is the best episode. Yeah, it is. White Imposter nods in agreement. Rouge snickers, saying the detective got decked. Joel Sparkles gasps dramatically, saying this is insane. Dark Cow steps in again. Finally, Dark Cow steps in with authority, saying enough. His voice echoes across the room. Everyone freezes. Even Grumpy Bear, of all people, stops. He adds, this game is meant to test strategy, not endless brawling. Batman slowly straightens himself up. He adjusts his cape. Then he looks directly at Grumpy Bear, completely calm, saying, you hit hard. Grumpy Bear crosses his arm, talking about some good. I'm telling y'all, Grumpy Bear has aura. He gon' make it to the final three. Just watch. Batman narrows his eyes slightly, saying, but this isn't over. Sunshine Bear whispers nervously, we really need a group hug. Nobody responds. Shadow sighs loudly, saying, before someone throws another punch, he points to the arena. We're starting the next challenge. Garfield mutters, finally. And the challenge is groups of 2 and they're random. I'm gonna sip my Kool-Aid while it's doing that. That was quick. Shadow claps his hands loudly, saying, alright, before someone throws another punch, let's start the challenge. Garfield points at his giant spinning wheel, saying, today's challenge is Random Duo Showdown. Pro Man says you'll be split into random teams of 2. Everyone looks around nervously. Pro Man says each pair must complete a difficult obstacle course. Shadow adds the stakes. The first team to finish wins immunity. Garfield finishes up the rule. Everyone else is up for elimination. Everyone gasps. Shadow spins the wheel. If it lands on Grumpy Bear and Batman, Grumpy Bear is going to crash out. The contestants watch nervously. Team 1 is Batman and Grumpy Bear. What did I just say? Now Grumpy Bear gonna crash out even more. The entire room goes solid. Rouge bursts out laughing, saying, no way. Grumpy Bear glares, saying, you gotta be kidding me. Batman calmly shrugs, saying, interesting. Garfield whispers, this is gonna end badly. Team 2 is Princess P and Sunshine Bear. Sunshine Bear smiles, saying, positive teamwork. Princess P looks relieved, saying, oh thank goodness. Team 3 is Rouge and Dark Cacao Cookie. This one is gonna be highly interesting. I want to see where that one goes. Rouge smirks, saying this could be fun. Dark Cacao nods calmly. Team 4 is Red and Jewel. Oh god. Red cheers, saying Team Energy. Jewel Sparkles spins excitedly, saying we're gonna slay. You are my favorite female in this cast, and I really hope you make it to the final 3. I will laugh so hard. Team 5 is White and Black. They solemnly fist bump. Black says perfect. But then Grumpy Bear tries to be slick, and he successfully is able to swap out himself onto another team if it'll load. Wow, nobody notices until the challenge is over. Jewel Sparkles, I really hope you make it to the final 3, bro, cause that line you said was hilarious. Is it lagging or? Oh, no, it's not. Okay. Shadow raises his hand, saying the first duo to hit the button wins immunity. Garfield shouts lazily, "Go!" Everyone sprints forward. Red jumps into the mud. She instantly slips, saying, "Who put mud in the mud pit?" Jewel Sparkles falls beside her. That's supposed to say her. My outfit. Rouge gracefully jumps across. Behind her, Darky Cow calmly walks across with perfect balance. Rouge says, "Not bad." Nick, back at the start, Batman and Grumpy Bear are arguing again. Oh god. Batman says, "Focus on the challenge." Grumpy Bear says, "Stop telling me what to do." Okay, Snowball. Stop telling me what to do. That's better. Pushes Batman out of the whole entire room. Batman jumps towards the next obstacle, and in that exact moment, Grumpy Bear quietly looks around. No one is paying attention. The hosts are watching the course. The contestants are busy running. Grumpy Bear slowly pulls something out of his pocket, and it's the swap token. He smirks, saying, "Perfect." He sneaks across the field and slips into another pair running through obstacles. No one notices. The imposters are racing towards the climbing wall. Black imposter helps white imposter up. Rouge and Darky Cow are right behind him. Meanwhile, Batman reaches the final stretch, but when he looks back, his teammate is gone. Batman says, "Where did Batman go? Where did Rouge go? Where did Grumpy Bear go?" The 3 teams to finish are Rouge and Darky Cow, the imposters, and Princess Peach with Sunshine Bear. Someone rushes behind them and it's Grumpy Bear. Everyone slams the button, and the winners are Rouge and Darky Cow Cookie. They gain immunity. Rouge smirks, saying, "Easy." Darky Cow nods calmly. Batman crosses his arms, saying, "Hold on." He points at Grumpy Bear, saying, "He wasn't with me." Everyone turns. Princess Peach gasps, saying he wasn't. Sunshine Bear looks confused, saying, "I thought he was with Batman." Grumpy Bear shrugs, saying, "Was I?" The room goes quiet. Shadow narrows his eyes. Frogman folds his arms. Garfield slowly sits up. Batman sighs, saying he used his token. Everyone gasps. Grumpy Bear smiles smugly. The one time he won't smile is when he outsmarts everybody, and I love it. Grumpy Bear says you wanted the truth so badly. So immunity goes to Rouge and Darky Cow, and everyone else is up for elimination. Garfield whispers he really pulled that off. Batman stares at Grumpy Bear, saying, "Clever." Grumpy Bear smirks, saying, "Told you you wouldn't stop me." And then Grumpy Bear still has the token on him so he could potentially save himself here. Along with the steel vote advantage that he's picked up while running with another group that Matt wasn't able to use because he got out. I don't care that I didn't spell advantage correctly. Alright, let's get to the elimination ceremony. Shadow clears his throat saying 8 of you are up for elimination. Rouge and Dark Cacao got immunity so no one can touch them. Shadow says Rouge and Dark Cacao won, so everyone else is nervous and everybody else is up for elimination. But before Shadow can begin, Grumpy Bear reveals something. Oh god. Grumpy Bear suddenly steps forward saying, before the cookies start, Batman narrows his eyes immediately. Grumpy Bear pulls something out of his pocket and it's the swap token. The room gasps. Garfield nearly drops the cookie saying, oh, he really has it. Then Grumpy Bear pulls out something else, the still vote advantage. And he says, I picked this up during the challenge too. Everyone is shocked. Shadow raises an eyebrow saying, where did you even get that? Garfield shrugs saying, apparently it belonged to Matt, but he got eliminated before he could use it. Garfield whispers, this bear is stacked. He basically is, bro. He gonna make it to the final 5. Trust. Rainbow, bruh. Trust me. Grumpy Bear gonna make it to the final 5, bruh. Trust me. Red panics saying he has 2 advantages. Princess Peach gasps saying that seems extremely unfair. Joel Sparkles whispers dramatically he's playing the game. Batman looks completely serious saying, so you finally revealed everything. Grumpy Bear smirks saying you wanted the truth. The swap token allows Grumpy Bear to swap places when if he gets eliminated. Everyone gasps. The still vote advantage lets him take someone else's vote and uses it as his own. Garfield whispers that's powerful. Shadow says, alright, let's start handing out the cookies. First safe is White Imposter. White Imposter quietly grabs the cookie. Black Imposter nods. So, White just went silent and Black is now the one speaking. So their roles basically changed. Next safe is Black Imposter. He smirks while taking the cookie. Third safe is Sunshine Bear saying yay positive vibes. Fourth safe is Princess Peach saying thank goodness. Fifth safe is Red saying yes. And the final 3 is Jewel, Sparkles, Batman, and Grumpy Bear. Why is Jewel here? And she slayed this episode. The room is intense. Rouge whispers, now it's getting interesting. The last cookie goes to Jewel. Oh. Let's go. Jewel stays another day. Let's go. She says thank goodness. These 2 are the only ones left. Everyone stares. Shadow says that Batman's the one eliminated. And I'll be back. Anyway, Batman is eliminated, so Rain Bear doesn't have to worry about using his stuff. The room erupts. Batman nods calmingly. Grumpy Bear says, "Guess your investigation ends here." Batman is launched out of the elimination cannon saying, "Boom!" And then these 9 remain. But now, Grumpy Bear still has the swap token and the steel vote advantage. So he's basically stacked. He got both of these still. He didn't even need to use them. So he basically has them for another day. And he's one of the soloists, so he gets to keep them for himself, and he doesn't have anybody to form an alliance with. Garfield whispers this bear might win the whole thing. I hope he wins the whole thing. Bro, man knows he's dangerous. And then that's it. So this is my favorite episode because he's still got these. And he's the soloist. And he's the most powerful villain here. So Grumpy Bear is stacked. And this is my favorite episode.